Okay, this is the last one for today. This has been going on for quite some time, and I'm done. I'm done for today. I don't know when I'll go through another series of videos that are just going over this website and talking about these topics, but I can't imagine that I won't do any more of them. So I guess if you're watching these or interested in them, I expect them. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Maybe I shouldn't even really think about it that much. But yeah. Okay, possession. Many unconscious human beings, totally unaware they are carrying dead energy, displaced entities, negative alien implants, unaware that they are suffering from soul fragmentation and or soul disconnected and mind controlled to limit further consciousness expansion. Okay, so this kind of goes into what I've been saying in some of the other videos. Maybe I should not say that so much, but it really does. It's just the methods. It's about potentiality, right? This is going into potentiality. It's that people are carrying um, like views about the world in which they live with conviction to the point that it is who they are and it forms what it is that they will do. And people don't recognize that they actually do. They've made these value judgments within themselves without actually recognizing that they did it because of something they watched, something that they've heard, something that some esteemed person has told them. um, on and on and on. In other terms, this is enslavement of the person without their consent. If this persists, combined with continued destructive behavior to the self and others that are repeated as life patterns, the person becomes sucked into a density of painfully low self esteem, phobias, fears, and addictions. Most of the time, this will include layers of astral debris, displaced entities, impersonal elemental forces, miasma, and sometimes includes full demonic possession. See fallen angelic. Okay. Being possessed does not generally mean you are levitating off the bed or acting demonic. Okay, I think that's something fair to say. Maybe some people come to that conclusion when they hear demonic, maybe like like spasms and all that, and like what is that movie? Maybe they have it in mind that it's more of like The Exorcist kind of thing. There is absolutely no shame or guilt applied to this state unless the suffering person applies it from their own state of fragmented confusion. Okay. Being possessed is there's absolutely no shame or guilt. All right. So this person is trying to say like it's not what's important in recognizing like a possession is not that one should feel shame or guilt about it. Is that like acknowledging it is um, more important than feeling shame or guilt about it. I think that's what they're trying to say here. Um, Guilt applied to the state unless the suffering person applies it from their own state of fragmented confusion. It is through the possession of one's body of which the suffering and pain is greatly increased until this possession is removed and cleared from your person. There are a million different variations of possession possible. However, the only possibility to evict these possessions to get clear within yourself and learn that you have the power to heal yourself and claim your energetic sovereignty and freedom. The road to sovereignty begins with, see, like at this, all right, aligning to the spirit of Christos. Yeah, I was gonna immediately say like sovereignty begins with the GSF behaviors, right? But it's like I guess I don't exactly know what they are or haven't really gone into them. um, my initial thought is like, yeah, like align yourself with like Christian ethics. Um, when one learns to create the space inside to communicate clearly and embody one's spiritual source, one can begin the road to personal freedom and permanent release of suffering. Negative disincarnates. People that depart from the physical body without any semblance of developing heartbeats qualities, or do not have a light body, or have not made spiritual connections with their soul, or they lived on earth with an extremely selfish, negative perspective of life, based only on the material realm, are generally at death of their body Death of their body brought under the hierarchy of control of negative disincarnates, also called imposter spirits or fallen angelics. Higher level negative energies control lower level negative energies in the afterlife. This is a form of the consciousness traps that are set in the lifetime of that person to prepare them for servitude in the afterlife, as many disincarnates are not even aware that they are being controlled by dark forces while living or when passed on. They are set up to be in servitude to dark forces when their spirit body fragments or vibrates to exist in the phantom realm. Insanity or hell realms. Insanity is a description of the existence of hell realms and is how to easily recognize possession through satanic anti-life behaviors that are controlled by the possessing entity. The possessing entity can also be hijacking the negative alien body. The negative alien body's hive mind is controlled by the satanic spirit who is trolling for bodies to experience certain realities. So I guess I went into this in one of the other videos talking about how um uh like demons, right, that would want to possess a human being, like they live in their own realm and have the quality of being that evil thing that wants to manifest in our world through humanity, and uh they get like power by expressing and they feed off of the energy that is, they want to express us being harmed, and they want to feed off of that energy of being harmed, so they possess people in order to promote the actions that will bring them or others harm, right? Entities, both human and non-human, that possess other bodies are referred to as satanic or anti-life forces, as no other type of light being will choose to possess the body and control the free will of another being. A Christos life force being will never take over another's body or attempt to control any person to propagate destructive acts. However, the Christos being is the only being that can deliver any entity from its satanic bondage back into the heart of the God source creator, if it is so divinely orchestrated. I don't know. I don't know about it. Um, the ideas that come to mind about this stuff is like being under the guidance of the Holy Spirit in the Christian sense. It's like only through choosing to be in that word, in that spirit, can you shed off any of the evil demonic possessions that might be affecting you. That's how it makes sense to me. Um, and it's like the only spirits that you ought to like desire are those, you know, the Holy Spirit. Like that is what one should be seeking to uh, integrate into their life and how they behave and how they think and so on. Um, right. Okay. Yeah. Divinely orchestrated. I mean that. So that makes me think. I don't know. Some Christians talk about this kind of thing. This reminds me of Calvinism. This reminds me of people talking about like like um, like God chooses the people He wishes to draw to Him. I think there's some stuff like that in the Bible. So I mean, the notion of divinely orchestrated, I just wanted to like put the caveat there that it's for me it's important to not let that um, give me the worldview that like we're not we don't have the ability to choose like that I don't really um I don't think people should think that. So I just said, that's why I said it. Mm. Satanic anti-life behaviors in humans and non-humans are a result of being soul disconnected, of which as a result they consume and exist on other people's souls and vital energies, With this clarity, there is nothing to fear about deviant behavior when it is understood that these entities are completely disconnected from their eternal soul. Hence, their extreme hatred is generated towards people that are. Oh, dang. All right. I think there might be just a blank spot there. Where was I? Oh, yeah. With this clarity, there is nothing to fear about deviant behavior when it is understood that these entities are completely disconnected from their eternal soul. Hence, their extreme hatred is generated towards people that are fully ensouled or at a spiritual stages leading towards Christos embodiment. The eternal soul of Christ is the only way the bondage of servitude to the dark forces is permanently removed. It is for this reason all representations of Christ on earth have been aggressively distorted to grotesque mutations by the controllers. This has no bearing on what the actual truth is, as the law is to be revealed in the eternal light. I think this is really nicely put. It is saying, oh, I love, yeah. I love this. This is like if you really understand, like what it is and how you ought to be integrated with the Holy Spirits, right? That realm. It's like we're laughing at the evil in the world. We know you're gonna lose, that kind of thing. We, it's like we have to care in terms of our reality, like about evil, to get rid of it. Like some people don't take up that responsibility, but it's like the people who are taking that responsibility. It's like we won. We know that good is gonna overtake evil, and that's all there is to it. We delight in the fact even that we're laughing at these evil forces that they really think that they can win. You know what I mean? And they're not. Not only they don't win, they're utterly destroyed completely. It's good. And then I think that's what that last paragraph is trying to touch upon. Like when you and the evil people that wish to use people, they hate it. They absolutely hate it because they know at the end of the day, like all the control that they would want to have over somebody, it just doesn't exist, and they want it to be so not that way because they because of, I don't know, whatever evil they're trying to commit, or whatever reward that they want to get out of being able to leverage or exploit a person, and so on. Um, uh, right. Okay, that's interesting too. I mean, like, if you have soul, like, if you know what your purpose is and how you are and how you should integrate with like higher methods of being, higher methods of understanding, being integrated with uh, the Holy Spirits, like having strength, having moral fortitude, uh, those kinds of things, which will get its own video. It's like when you can embody, when it's putting on the armor of God, like when you can embody those um, characteristics, nothing is gonna hurt you. Even if anything hurts you in this world, it's like when like if you're in the book of life, it's like you're always there. It's true that you followed what you ought to have followed because it was good, and that truth just never goes away. And the record of you being that way is just there forever. Um, and everything else just falls away from that. It doesn't measure up to that, and the people that are part of that and can rejoice in the fact that they are choosing the right thing to do, or the right way to be, the ones who know and they feel accomplished in that, um, evil has nothing on them at all. That's good. um, If the person desires, okay, black magic, right? If the person desires to manifest satanic forces into the material world and into their life, they would use black magic or SR, satanic ritual abuse practices, to house the demons and the forces that exist in the lowest realms, such as hell realms, underworld, or phantom. When creating a black house structure, it is designed to house demonic, satanic, and negative entities, usually as a trade exchange for receiving earthly power or material possessions. Demonic or imposter spirits will trade knowledge or power in some way in exchange for the person's soul light or life force energy or blood or sexual sacrifices, which result in astral bindings, attachment cords that are connected to these lower spiritual entities that continue to parasitize the human energy field. When a person, so I just want to say with that, it's like human beings in the world today are allowing evil realms, the characteristics of demons to take presence in the world, because it really does provide them with like worldly treasure. It does, and that's why it's so easy to become evil. It's because it works. You know, this is something that Mark Passio has talked about too. It's like why. Um, he would talk about like the rich people that have a power to take over the world if they exist, right? It's like why do they have the power to do it? It's because they're organized. They're organizing their practices that are used for deception very intricately and they're doing it very well. And in this world, like if you're doing something good and you're doing it right and proper, you get rewarded in the world too for doing, that. It's just it's about the level of the effectiveness, the like level of, it's like the sophistication of the method, um and whether it works or not. It's not about the, this is definitely something Mark Passio, it's not about the good bad quality of a method. It's about the actual effectiveness of it. And that's it's like, this information is for people like, oh, if God exists, why does so many bad things happen in the world? It's like, it goes back to the argument for freedom, which is like, we like, if you create a being, and you don't give it the freedom to choose, right? You don't love it. You don't love the being that you created, because you don't allow it to be itself. And how could you love something um, when you don't want it to be itself? You can't. You, at that point, it's like, if you love, like, if if you make a person act in a certain way, and then you say, oh, you're acting like this now, you're acting like how I want you to act, and now I love you. It's like they don't love you, they love, that, you are what they want you to be, which is not you. All right. Um which result, okay, just trying to find my place again. Many people do not realize when they, okay, they're agreeing to be in, when a person becomes in consent with satanic forces, they're agreeing to be in servitude and binding to the will of these lower primitive forces, which will continue to access energetic bindings of that person throughout the current identity and into the death process. That's interesting. Okay. Many people do not realize when they conjure demonic or satanic forces, they invite negative aliens also, who will take advantage of that person through implant siphoning and a host of other issues concerning access to their human energy field or light body. When a human is in consent with satanic forces, they lose their spiritual sovereignty and become in servitude to these forces in earthly life and death. Once these entities are invited into the human body, they do not want to leave. Over time, they take over the body and mind and body to increase pain, will trick the person's mind continually with delusions, may haunt and torment the person into black depression, addiction, and misery, and they can be hard to get rid of and clear from the body. These types of black magic practices easily lead to partial or full possession of the human body from other world spirits. human or non-human entities that leach inside the body or stay attached to that person's energy field. Many people on earth today that are very negative, violent, feel miserable, and play out negative emotional dramas repeatedly are suffering from soul fragmentation and have an satanic force attachment or possession. Okay. I don't know. To me, this makes sense. It's just this is like talking about um, the way evil creeps up on us, the way evil works, the dynamics of evil, the methods of evil. It ties into the archontic deception strategy stuff. Um, I don't really have much to say about it, other than I mean, it might be the case that these kinds of forces in the world are very prevalent throughout humanity, and it's like, if one is to convince themselves or be convinced that that's true, what does that mean for a person who's trying to fight all this? I mean, if there's so much of it in the world, what's one to do? um, and I guess that's part of the reason why I like want to make these videos talking about these things. I found this website and I think it does a good job of like it's insightful into um, these topics, and these topics seem to be talking about something that actually takes place in the world. It takes place in people. It takes like I don't know. I think that's all I got to say about it. And I think this is the last one for today. I think I'm gonna make some more videos that are just apart from this website. But these are the topics that I've been looking at and that I wanted to look at, and I wanted to make videos about them today. What else can I say? Nothing. Thank you for watching. And have a good day. Oh, lost my mouse.